These are made from plastic water bottles. When you buy a piece of Threads for Thought product, no matter where in the world it's made, we can stand behind and guarantee that that product is made of environmentally friendly fibers and fabrics, meaning organic cotton and recycled polyester, and that it was made in a factory and a facility that treats their workers fairly, is clean, safe, and provides very good working conditions for all that are there.
We manufacture in a number of places. We have factories in the United States, we have factories in Haiti, which I'm particularly proud of. We have a factory in Kenya, which is a remarkable factory in that it's carbon neutral. But we also manufacture in China.
There's a saying that within the fashion industry, and that some people know, that you can tell what the next season's fashion color is going to be by the color of the rivers in China, because so many of the dye houses historically have this reputation of just dumping their dye water into the local river.
But we selected a city in China for our manufacturing that is exemplary in terms of its environmental standards. It's a city called Weihai in Shandong province. It has received a number of accolades, including an award from the UN for habitat as being one of the most livable cities in China.
In Weihai, they have probably the most advanced water recycling and filtration project in China, but also throughout the world. It's quite a model for municipal water reusage. The dye houses dump the water and it goes into a water treatment facility that the city of Weihai runs. That water is then cleaned and purified, and 82% of it is then actually recycled and reused. A main focus that we have at Threads isn't just the sustainability of our products, but it's also the people and the way in which that it's manufactured. When people have these ideas of China factories, they think of these damp and dark and hot, dreary places, where people are sort of stuffed in there sewing away and working away on products, and that is really not the case at all. And so we go over there personally to tour all of the different factories that we use, meet with factory workers, from the cut and sew houses where they actually cut the fabric and then sew it, to the dye houses where they dye the fabric, to the print houses where they print the fabric.
And specifically so that we could film the conditions in the factories and to be able to personally assure our customers that these conditions meet every conceivable standard and actually exceed every conceivable standard. The factories are airy, well ventilated, light. There's space, it's not crowded.
In many cases, you have cross breezes with windows on both sides, and a lot of them have popular music going on in the background. The workers that we spoke with, many of those hopes and dreams are the same as what you would find here in the US or anywhere else around the world, that they want to have a good life, they want to provide a good life for their family. And in many cases, they're doing that. We go through each facility and we have a checklist, and we make sure that all of the things that should be taking place are in fact taking place. Safety is a big issue. And we check to make sure that all of the exit doors are unlocked and unchained so that in case of an emergency, workers can get out.
There are clearly defined aisles marked with an arrow so that you can see where the nearest exit is. The exits themselves are clearly marked and lit.
We check to make sure that there's fire extinguishers and that those fire extinguishers have been recently inspected and that they're in working order.
They've actually taken photos of the fire drills so that they could demonstrate to us that these actually did occur.
The working hours are extremely important.
The maximum legal limit for them to work is 60 hours per week. In most of our factories, they're working 56 hours or under that. In place of time clocks, they actually have a digital fingerprint scanner. They work 8 hours per day under regular pay and an hour and a half each day with overtime. Overtime ranges from time and a half to twice their normal salary. They're actually paid substantially above what is the legally mandated minimum wage. And we verified that by looking at their employee files and at looking at the pay stubs.
Another big issue is the minimum working age, and that's something that we go through each employee's contract and payroll records and file that has their age identification card on it. None of our factories do employ anybody who's under the age of 18. While we were there, they were manufacturing our leggings for the Whole Foods holiday program.
This particular factory is interesting. It's actually the factory that manufactures a substantial portion of the products that we make in China. All of the workers had been there for quite some time. The minimum, I think, was 4 years. And I think the longevity speaks for their satisfaction, their job satisfaction.
I'm Eric.
Two people that we spoke with confirmed that. The young man had just recently married, had a young child, and so he was really starting a family. The woman had grown children.
She has a daughter who's in college currently and receiving a degree in higher education. And so a lot of these hopes and dreams are coming true for them.
Threads for Thought is a lifestyle brand, but we are also a team.
Those people really do, after spending a whole day with them, feel like family.
It was wonderful to be in a room with these people, watching them do what they do so well, and then show this sense of teamwork and the global aspect of who we are, both as a brand and as a team that are committed to the same principles.